Right now, I believe that Monday should be the objective, Monday's low. I will consider Friday's high to be SMT against ES, right? Because this 1 hour BC is not going to hold. But I do understand at the same time we are in a seek and destroy. Therefore, on the 5 minutes and above, price may not give an entry. So I'm just going to keep in mind that I may not have that entry into Monday's low. So the best case scenario that I can have would be price trading up into this level here, the daily opening price, and I would get my entry, but it seems like it's not going to give. It's just going to trade straight away down, just like how it traded from 6 o'clock onwards to take out London's low. Let's see. Right, and I think that's it. This is a very good seek and destroy condition right here. Right, so let's just take a look at the lower time frames to see if there's any entries available. 30 seconds, nope. 15 seconds, nope. So no entries at all into Monday's low, right? Therefore, technically I didn't miss anything. Right, so now what I'm thinking is that it is going to reverse higher. What do we have on a 1 hour time frame? We have this small little fair value gap right here, and I think we can reverse from here, but let's see. Right now we are below the daily open and we are below the weekly opening price. 4 hours. If I'm using this as 10 o'clock as the opening price, power of 3, because we're still at the first 30 minutes of that 4 hour candle, I will be treating this as manipulation. Right, take out a swing low into higher prices, right? Because usually before higher prices, there's always going to be a stop hunt. But the problem here is that we don't have SMT on the lows when comparing it to ES. So that's the issue here. However, we do have SMT on the highs, so it's very hard to frame a strong bias. Right. So even if we don't retrace higher or we don't reverse, I am still anticipating at least a retracement into the equilibrium of the current dealing range, or at least to the 25%, to accumulate more shorts if it is going to go lower, right? But these types of moves usually untradable. Just a little bit higher, we would be trading back into the 25% of this high and this low right here. Right, so I'm just going to mark out the gradients. %, somewhere around here. Because Tuesday we have run out Monday's low and Monday's high, I'm anticipating Wednesday to take out Tuesday's low and Tuesday's high as well. Classic seek and destroy here. So I don't really have a lot of expectations for tomorrow in this case right now. Doesn't seem like a high probability week after all. Maybe things may clear up on Thursday, but usually for seek and destroy, Friday, the last day or the last session would be the best. In terms of quarterly theory, that would be Thursday, but let's just say, for example, if we have a huge move on CPI, then Thursday would be problematic as well. Right, it's going to be a large range day. If so, then Thursday is most probably going to be a small range day. So if the 15 minutes close below Monday's low, I think we can go lower. We have about close to 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 13 to 12 minutes more to confirm this. But even if we do confirm that, the nearest PD area is right here, unless you want to use the breaker, which I don't think it's a high probability because we're still in a consolidation profile. It's not like we have taken out a majority, a higher time frame PD array. On the daily, yes, but not on the weekly. Furthermore, we are below the weekly opening price, so it's very hard to short. Below true opening price of the week as well, because Tuesday's opening price is the true open for the week. So yeah, we're in quite a deep discount relative to the weekly range. For ES, if you can remember the charts, we have equal lows down here. So ES did not make lower lows as compared to NQ. Therefore, I think that we do have a possibility of trading there for ES. But for NQ, I'm not sure, to be honest. Below this low, it's important because right here we do have a fair value gap supporting the price up till now. So let's just say if it closes below this fair value gap here, then that's another additional confluence for lower prices. Alright, so if you look at the lower time frames right down here, maybe on the 15 seconds or the 30 seconds chart, we will have SMT of the lows against ES, but that's just betting on it to retrace, which is very hard to do right now. Very bearish price action here, especially on ES. So if it closes way below this fair value gap, then I think the best retracement levels would be when it reaches this fair value gap. That's the best I can do for now on the 15 minutes. It would be in line with this last down close candle before higher prices. So let's say, right, so from this inversion to this fair value gap here, if we close below 50%, we are most likely going to attack this fair value gap. Well, if you have noticed, recently we have quite a lot of manual interventions like this, whereby you don't get any entries on the lower time frames. Just a few days ago, there was this PM session sell-off. It's the same. On the lower time frames, you literally couldn't find any entries. It is just open, price open, and it just red, and it just dropped. It didn't even create a premium wick, so to speak. Right. So it pretty much. It is worse than this actually. Over here we still have a premium wick, but if you take a look at the most recent PM session sell-off, there wasn't any wicks created. It just opened and dropped, consecutive candles. right? So for that, I think it's just no interventions. There's no way to enter or to engage in that price move. Alright, so I think we're really reaching for this fair value gap here. Just one more minute. Right, ES is, wow, ES, that expansion on ES is, that's almost 50 points in like within 30 minutes, 45 minutes to 50 handles. Wow. Because we have a large range like expansion prior to 1050 macro, I'm not expecting anything for 1050 to 1110, right? Probably just further consolidation here. Right, so we did have a closing price below 50%. Let's see. Best case scenario, you want to wait for a short-term swing high taken out on the 1 minute before you look for lower prices. Well, maybe let's measure the projections from the highs. Maybe we could get some interesting levels here. Projections 2 to 2.5, yeah. Just in time for a retracement. Let's see if we can get something here on 30 seconds. It's a low probability, by the way. I'm looking at this fair value gap as inversion, but it's low probability. I'm not gonna engage anything here. Right, so far so good. I like the reaction here, but I didn't like how the down close candle closed below this green candle here. It's pretty sus. Right, so since it's not respected, I have this wick here. It's even closing below here, so I think it might want to continue lower from here. No chance of a stop hunt on the 1 minute. Alright, so as long as this candle can close below this wick here, then I think we're gonna expand lower. Let's see. Alright, right here, short. And here we go. Right, we have this wick here. I could utilize that if I want to. We have this small volume imbalance here as well, if it ever retraces, but let's see. I don't think it's going to retrace there. Yep. I'd like to see price teleport down into that fair value gap. If it doesn't, then obviously we're going to start the consolidation phase as anticipated from 1050 to 1110. Right, so we have this fair value gap here, CB. So my hypothetical short was right here, okay? Just a retracement back into this wick here. That was my short, right? Hypothetically, because I didn't take anything here, right? Now if this swing low is created, okay, like this, I'll move my stops to this candle here. This candle's high. Right, I really want to see a closing price below this low here. This is a green candle, so the next two candles needs to trade past this green candle. If it doesn't, then we're probably not coming down here for a longer period of for a while, right? It's going to take a while to come down here. Okay, now we have these two up close candles here. This is a warning sign. Right, so at this point in time, from here, my stops, hypothetically, I will trail it down to here, this volume imbalance here. Right, because right here you have this small little CB. You really want to see it respect the BC, right? You look at this down candle's close, even though it covered the entire green candle, it did not close below. So yep, so right now we're gonna engage in high resistance liquidity runs and as well as we are in 1050 already, low probability right now. Let's take a look at 1 minute. We do have a CB here, but personally I think this is gonna fail. It's gonna go higher. All right. Oops. And we are right back where we started. Okay, this week here, look at the price here. Right, closing below the wick once again, so it's going to trade low again. Right, so took out the stop right here, trade slower, comes back up, take out these stops, trade slower again. This is classic high resistance liquidity runs right here. Very hard to sit through in such a condition. Stop hunt, stop hunt. You have this CB. All right, finally. No? Alright, breaker. You want to trade the breaker? We have a breaker down here. Wow, CB with a breaker. Should be high probability, right? Let's see. Right, I like how it closed below this green candle here. We should continue lower without any issues. Okay. You want to see this green candle not traded above. Any trading prices back to this CB here, it's a low probability. Alright, this high is potential here. Let's see. It traded all the way up into the breaker. Right, notice how long that it took to reach into this 15 minutes fair value gap here. Unworthy of a trade. Can't imagine myself sitting through such a price action here. I used to do so. Learned my lesson the hard way. Right, so as I've mentioned, this swing higher is a potential target. We have closed above this down close candle here. Right now it's pretty sus. Right, so as you can see, it took out sell stop. Took out buy stops, took out a low, took out a buy stop, took out the lows. Right now it's taking out buy stops again. Then let's see. I think eventually it's gonna trade into this fair value gap here, but it's just the way that it reaches down into this level here. It's very frustrating, I would say. Closing above the consequent encroachment of the wick here, this is not something you want to see. Let me just do something fun here because I'm a little bit bored. Right, so sell one above this high, if it ever gets there. Stops would be here. Don't copy trade, okay? This is just doing it for fun. It's high resistance liquidity ones, as you can see. It's a low probability condition. And as well as we are really near that 11 AM opening price. Right, so there you go. Eventually it did not take out this, it did not trade down into this fair value gap here. So let's take a look at the 15 minutes. Do we have anything? 2 more minutes, we're gonna have this CB. That's gonna be this high here. 5 minutes. This tiny fair value gap here. the next objective perhaps. Right down here is the breaker. Alright, not interested anymore. I wanted to trade this breaker into that fair value gap, but oh well. Boring. Boring. Interesting here. It's closing above this fair value gap. Let's see. Okay, marking this high down into the 5 minutes. Oh, this is 11 a.m.'s opening price. Maybe we can trade into that high. 30 seconds. If it doesn't mind trading into this breaker, that would be nice. Before higher prices, obviously. Just basic power of 3. Let's see. Do not copy trade, yeah. Seconds. This swing low is good. I like it. If it ever comes down here, that would be a buy total soup. But right now, at this point in time, I don't think so. Yep. Oh well. Let's see if we have this as inversion here. Oh, missed it. I missed it. I think I missed it. Let's see. One more sell here. Low probability, by the way. Don't take this. I don't really want to see closing prices above this consequent encroachment. Okay. Right, so this candle, if it does not close below, I'm most probably wrong. It needs to expand lower right now. Okay, my stop should be above here. Okay, it's going to go higher. In my opinion, I think that's the case, but as I said, it's a low probability. All right. Okay, not bad, not bad. So far, so good. Looking at this as 3 drives. If it can trace lower, I can enter it one more time. Same bias. Right, we have SMT right now. How about enter right here? Last chance. This is gambling here. This is gambling because I'm bored. Okay. I don't like how the 11 o'clock is supporting the price right here. Right, so if I am correct, that price is going to reverse and this swing high should be kept intact. If not, it's going to go really high. Yep, it's going to expand to this high. I'm thinking. Alright. What's it trying to do? What is it trying to do? Let's take a look right here. Yeah, we're supposed to trade higher because we've closed above this swing high. I wasn't anticipating such a strong retracement down. And equal highs? Nah, it's gonna run through. There's a small fair value gap right up here. Right, buying the wick. Treating this as a stop hunt. Target's right up here. Look at how many times I got stopped out trying to engage this market, which is why I'm in paper trading account right now. Come on, let's go. I know you want this. I know you want this. Oh. Let's see. Oh, equal highs. 1 minute. Yeah, I can trade down here. This consequent encroachment here. This candle here. Okay. I'm gonna buy that. If it ever comes down. Right, so invalidation would be, let's see. Yeah, I think this would be the soft invalidation. Right here would be the hard invalidation. I should not close below here. Gambling right now, okay? Don't mind me. Don't copy trade as well. You're gonna get yourself burned in such conditions. Right, I'm gonna stack everything here and it's gonna run to my target. What a beautiful stop hunt right here. 15 seconds. Okay. This right here, you have another fair value gap. We see this as order block, stop hunt. Now, let's go. Let's go and take out this high here. Wow, look at the unwillingness to do so. Alright, final entry will be right here. If it does not give, then it doesn't give. Right here. Great, it's gonna run to my stops. Very good example why you shouldn't be trading today, why I am not trading today. Really bad price action here. Okay. No, I'm just gonna leave it here. If it does really end up going in my direction, then it's counted as luck. Okay, the gambler's luck. There is no skill in this executions. Right, so it's close below this level here, which is not what I want to see. That's number one. Number two, we have closed below this consequent encroachment here of this discount wick. That's number two. So this is the final PD array that I am relying on to support the price to trade higher. So as ICT has mentioned, if 3 PD arrays are stopped out, then are disrespected, then my stops would be next. Right, so as you can see right now, it should be heading to my stops already. We have relative equal lows and price is not respecting bullish PD arrays. Right now it has even closed below the consequent encroachment right here. Right, and as I've said, if it really runs to my target from this level here, this is considered luck. Right, what a mess. $11 a.m.'s opening price. Gambler's luck coming through. This is ridiculous, okay? Don't be fooled. It's just pure luck, right? And yeah, really lucky here. Thank you very much. Let's take a look. Start off this whole gambling right here. Where was the first trade for today? 9 here. So right here, 200, 400, 250. Eventually, this is really luck, right? No skill involved. Disclaimer. Let's see. It seems like it's disrespecting this 15 minutes CB, okay? Now, right now I'm serious, okay? I'm not gambling anymore. Anyways, right now, what I'm looking at is this inverse fair value gap. All right, any closing prices above the consequent encroachment, I will be looking for this fair value gap. I will not be targeting any swing highs or, how would you say it, external liquidities, because we are in a seek and destroy, and it's easier to aim for internal liquidity. Right, internal liquidity consists of swing highs, swing lows, and obviously inefficiencies. Therefore, you only look for short-term objectives, especially when price is giving you high resistance liquidity runs like what I've experienced just now. Okay, so Overall, I will not trade. I mean, all in all, I will not trade in such an environment because it's gonna give you a lot of headaches, right? And it's gonna spend a lot of your mental capital. And we're only in Tuesday. We still have 3 days to go, which is why I choose to preserve my mental capital for the next 3 days. But if I want to be specific, that would be on Thursday and Friday, because tomorrow is tomorrow is not NFT but CPI. So I'm not going to trade tomorrow again. Therefore, as a skipping the first 3 days, saving up for Thursday and Friday. Right, so on the hard time frames, I still think that we are going to go higher. Right, so basically just based off the power of 3, we're right now in super deep discounts below the true open, below weekly open. So there is, I mean, if you really want the short, you would like the short above weekly open and at least at the bare minimum true opens. So right now we're way below that, so that shorting isn't it's not within the considerations. Thanks for, yeah, welcome, you're very welcome. But I'm not trading anyway, so this is just me gambling. Okay, having fun with the charts. Mm-hmm. 9 more minutes for this candle's closing price here, and it looks like, right, it's too early to say. 9 minutes, it's way too long. We just wait. $10. Let's take a look at the 4 hours. Wow. I mean, if the 4 hours close above this swing low at 2 p.m, we're going to go higher. Okay, so this is just a prerequisite for PM session. If we get a closing price on the 4 hours above this swing low, we're going to attack Friday's high, right? And let's see if this plays out eventually. That is what I think, right? This is just a stop hunt. We're going to go higher. 1 hour, let's see. The only thing that I'm concerned is ES, you know. ES is really trying to trade lower, and that could affect NQ. And we do have SMT on the highs on the 1 hour and on the 4 hours. Therefore it's kind of muddy. And if we do trade within this range here from this high to this low by the end of today, let's say if we didn't take out this high and we did not take out this low at the end of today, then moving forward into CPI, those two levels will be your liquidity, and you're just basically going to wait for CPI to attack one side, and then you'll get you get the puzzle solved for the other side. So let's just say for CPI it attacks the lows, then obviously you're going to aim for the highs. Similarly, if CPI attacks the highs, you're going to try to aim for the lows. It's just that simple. And for CPI, right, if you have been watching, the highest and the fastest price move usually happens at 8:50 to 9:10, and your stop loss in terms of time would be before 9:30, best case scenario before 9:22, and you want to be positioned by 8:45 if possible to get that run from 8:50 to 9:10. Right, this is just my observations. You can see tomorrow if it works out, right? But you don't have to be that precise, to be honest with you, because if you're trading on that time frame, you're gonna be utilizing 1 minute and below for entries. You're probably not gonna get anything on the 5 minutes, just like how it happened today. Right, this price action here, there was literally no entries. Alright, let's see if we can get a high probability move from 11:50 to 12:10. That's your, that would be my final window of opportunity for this AM session. Right, so on the 1 hour chart, you can see that there is a possible CB forming. Right, so let's just say, for example, if 12 o'clock noon we open up near this CB here, this is going to be a good selling opportunity to take out this candle's low, right? But if we are closing below here, like for example below 50% of this discount wick here, we are going to trade lower first to take out this candle's low into this 15 minutes fair value gap, and then that will be a good reversal point, I guess, into this CB here, right? That's how I would engage it, but we shall see at what price will the 12 o'clock open. It's 5 minutes, 1 minute. Alright, so if you take that 1 hour candle and you divide it into quadrants, you're gonna get 15 minutes per quarter. Q1's high has been taken, right now we should be trading to Q1's low in Q3. Let's see. This is your so-called true open. Took out this high here. Yep. I think we're going to take out this low here. This right here, did it trade up here? No. This week and this week. In such a case, this should be, it's very hard. Right, we do have a CB. Let's say I sell it here. My stops would be right here, and my take profits would be right down here. Any candle closing above this 50%, I'm gonna cut my losses. I'm back to gambling again, by the way. Don't take this trade. We have been trading higher since 11 o'clock. We have this small discount week, right? And price has been grinding higher above 11 o'clock's opening price. And then, once now, took out a swing high, shifted bearish. Yep, I believe we're going to trade slightly lower, but not taking out this low, okay? Just here. If you use the current dealing range, grading, where's the grading tool? It's, yep, it's below 50%. This would be a discount. Let's see. Once this candle or the subsequent candles closes below this swing low, I am going to shift my stops. It has to close, right? Not like this. This is a stop hunt. Would love to see price disrespect 11 o'clock's opening price as it trades lower. I don't want to see something like this. This is bad, okay? Alright, so as you can see here, it's a very low probability, and I don't like to see this, right? I want body closing below, which is why I moved my stops here. Okay, it looks like it's gonna play out, but you know, it just didn't. High resistance, liquidity runs yet again. We didn't even trade to that 5 minutes fair value gap. There's a fair value gap on the 5 minutes, by the way. Right, so if it trades lower, then obviously you get my point. High resistance liquidity runs, and it looks like it's more prevalent on the way down right here, as you can see, as compared to on the way up. On the way up, we don't really have any stop hunts on the 1 minute. Still think it's going to trade lower. I don't think they will leave that 5 minutes fair value gap open. In the case whereby it does, then you have a stronger bias towards the upside. So yeah. If you're bearish, you don't want to see any closing prices above this level here. Alright, so if you get that at the next few candles, then we're going to take out this high, probably even this high, because there's a small inefficiency above right here. Right. As you can see, it's still respecting that after it trades into a fair value gap. So this is a good confluence if you're shorts, but in terms of stop placements, it's really very hard to trust your stops in such a condition. Alright. 5 minutes fair value gap is actually this fair value gap right here. It's nested. I think it's this low, but we have a smaller fair value gap right here. So I think if it takes out this low, obviously it's going to come down into this fair value gap. No questions asked. Right. Once this candle closes below this fair value gap, I should want to see speed right here. If it does not offer that, obviously high resistance. Okay, let's short here, stops above here. All right, this is still gambling, don't take it. Price is not in a good condition for trading, by the way, if you have not yet noticed. All right, one more here at the consequent encroachment again. It's 11:40 now. We'd like to see this move complete by 11:45. That will set a stage for trading into that fair value gap, stop hunt, and then higher prices. Okay, at 11:50 to 12:10. Right. Same thing here. Any prices closing above that consequent encroachment, I'm gonna cut my losses. As soon as we get a body overlaying this volume imbalance, I want to see speed lower. Okay, if it still hangs around here, then I'm probably gonna get stopped out, right? Let's see, 2 more seconds here, and thank you very much. I'm gonna close my position, okay? Because it has closed above this consequent encroachment, I am no longer interested in holding this position. It can still trade lower, but nah. I can wait for 11:50 in the case whereby it wants to open 12 o'clock's candle near this high. Alright, so remember what I said. If there's a body overlapping this volume imbalance, and if you're bearish, you really want to see price starts to spool over. If it hangs around here, this is going to be a very low probability, and the stops is going to get run like here. Okay, very nice, very nice. Possibility coming back up here is very high right now. Interesting. Alright. Let's see if we have any SMTs on the highs against ES. Let's take a look. Yep, so this is the week. I'm gonna cancel that, make things clearer. Right, so now these 2 BD arrays are done, no longer useful. I'll remove them. This high is the 1 hour CB if it gets left like that, right? Let's see, it's probably gonna consolidate around here. Right, 1 hour CB is closing up. To me personally, okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. Personally, oops. If this candle closes above this consequent encroachment here, okay, if it closes above this CB here, is a low probability. It's a low probability CB if it closes above, right? We have 15 more minutes. Right, so if it closes above, I think this is going to be left open, this 15 minutes forever the gap, and this would be the low for the day, and then we're going to trade higher into Friday's high. Do keep in mind that because I am reading price action like this is because we are in a accumulation, right? For trending profiles, it's a much different way of reading price. So yeah. Let's go on to 50 minutes. Right, this equal highs here. The best entry would be this inversion fair value gap. Okay, I'm gambling, okay? You should not, I mean, I'm personally not trading in this type of conditions, so do not copy trade. All right here. 15 more minutes. Nah, I don't think it's gonna come back down here, but just in case, right? You never know, right? Anyways, this is the most logical level because this is an inversion. It was used to send price lower to take out the stops, which is why this to me is a high probability inversion fair value gap, right? If price ever comes back down, I'm expecting this to be a strong support, which means I want to see price rally aggressively away from this inversion fair value gap. This current trade is only valid as long as this high remains intact. As long as this high is taken out, this trade is no longer valid. We do have an implied fair value gap right here though. Okay, invalidated. Oops. Oh, I thought it triggered a sell. Strange. Alright, so look at this 1 hour candle. Looking really bullish here. 15 minutes. Right, so even on the 15 minutes, you can see that we are inching up above this inversion fair value gap, okay? We are slowly inching up, closing back up above this inversion fair value gap. This candle right here is a warning sign if you're going to short, right? If you're bearish, you should not see any candles closing above, especially if it is an inversion. And the next short-term objective would most probably be this fair value gap here. Right, so as I have previously mentioned, if we leave this gap open, we are really bullish. As of now, it looks like we are really going to be bullish here. Okay, treating this as down close candles right here, this fair value gap here, it is interesting to see. Remember what ICT says? Lunch hour usually runs against the stops in the AM session. Alright, so lunch hour, which means 12 to 1:30, it will run against those that are in profits. Reversals and retracements usually takes place in lunch hour. So having a price action like this, right, if it is even bearish, it should stay below 0.5 due to this large expansion. You don't really want to see it trade above 50%, right? And in the case of reversals, right, if you're going to trade that market maker buy model above 50% and you're bullish, you want to see parabolic price action into at least the short-term high, and obviously eventually this highs right here. Right, so this to me could be a buy if I'm trading in a normal day, not in a day like this, right? I'm expecting this to be breakaway gap, and if that's the case, we are really bullish. Let's see. Let's buy right at this, or maybe I should catch the lows. Let's see if we had any lows within this level here. Let's engage in this low and this low. No clear lows. Too bad. Wanted to utilize my headshot model here, but the price action is just too trash, right? Anyways, this will be my 2 orders. This will be my 2 orders. Stops will be right here. Sell stop 2. On any given normal day, this would be how I trade. Right, my stop is here, and trades down here. Turtle soup on the lower time frames, it's 11:50 now. Okay, so when price reach into this area here, I'm expecting expansion, aggressive price spooling higher. We have 20 minutes, 11:50 to 12:10. Right, so if you split them up into quarters, that is going to be 5 minutes each. So we can spend the first 10 minutes consolidating and trading into this fair value gap here. But as soon as the 12 o'clock opens, I want to see spooling. ES has reached into that fair value gap, right? But NQ has yet to. I'm taking note of that because we could have lower time frame SMTs. Right? It's possible. It's possible. If we do have a lower time frame SMT at 12 o'clock's opening price, which means we have to trade higher, obviously, and then at 12 o'clock's opening price, I'm gonna buy below any price below 12 o'clock if we do have lower time frame SMT. Okay, 30 seconds before this swing high is confirmed, and once it's confirmed, any price closing above this swing high would be an indication that spooling is in play. Another thing to note is that when it trades down lower into into this fair value gap, I don't really want to see any candles closing below this wick here, the consequent encroachment of this wick, which falls in line with the fair value gap's high actually. Yeah, don't really want to see any closing prices below that. Right, so yeah, let's watch. As long as this swing high remains intact, my entry would be valid. Okay. This is the first 5 minutes inside candle. This would be the second one if it doesn't trade away from this candle's high or low. And if that's the case, the next following candle is going to be very likely going to be a large candle. Okay, large expansion candles. It would be perfect if it is that way, right? So just imagine Paul 3, 12 o'clock open, trades down into a short-term discount PDRA, and then rally higher, expansion, right? So open, manipulation, distribution. One more minute. Right now I would prefer it to close as an inside candle here, and then I'm gonna have a very easy move. Right, easy move meaning low resistance liquidity runs towards the upside. It is going to match the speed on the left in terms of the market maker buy model. 30 more seconds to go. My timing stop loss would be 12:22, or should I put it at 12:45? That's way too much. Maybe just 12:10. I want to end the session by 12:10. Alright, 12 o'clock's opening price. We trade lower, and here is our manipulation. Please let me get my entry down here, and then you can trade higher. Okay, this candle right here should be an expansion candle. If this candle doesn't expand, the next candle should expand. If the next candle still remain within this candle's range, then we are most likely going to have a longer consolidation. Okay, so it's usually the third or the fourth in terms of inside candles. Okay, all right, as you can see right here. So lower time frames SMT confirmed. This swing low here, okay, should remain intact. Right now I'm basically waiting for this swing high. I mean, any candles from now onwards to close above this swing high. If it closes above this swing high, it's probably not going to attack this fair value gap before higher prices. If it does not, right, so let's just say it closes below this swing high here, that's a high resistance liquidity runs. Okay, it's gonna run a short-term swing low on the lower time frames and then eventually push higher, right? Now remember, this is supposed to be a 1 hour. Oh yeah, let's take a look at where it closes for the 1 hour. Okay, right here. It has closed below. Interesting. This looks bad for the power of 3, but there's no SMTs on the highs, just to be objective here. Right, so in terms of, let's just say for example a reversal, right? You want to see SMT on highs, but there's no SMT on highs against ES. So to me, this trade is still viable even though we have a 1 minute, I mean 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 hour CB, okay? So keep in mind this high is also the 1 hour CB's low, right? So for those that study ICT, they're most probably shorting right here. So let's just say you are shorting above these highs. You want to see price disrespect this fair value gap, right? I only have about 7 more minutes before I end the session, so let's see if it provides me with that expansion. Seems at this point unlikely. The justification for the macro consolidation, right? Consolidating during the macro timings would be that we have this expansion prior to 1150. Therefore, right now we're having this consolidation. And if this is going to persist, then the next big move should happen at 12:30. It would be perfect if we can get like a false market structure shift right around this area here and price trading into this fair value gap, right? That would be perfect, but that's just me demanding too much. Too much demands. Alright, so we do have a 5 minutes closing below this swing high here. So I think right now it's gonna trade down here. Short-term retracements into higher prices. Buying below 4 hours open, which is at 10 o'clock. Riding it to 2 p.m. New York session. Seems like a perfect plan. If you take a look at ES, it has closed above these two down close candles, right? NQ has yet to do so, so right now if NQ retraces back here, it's still valid, okay? For ES, definitely you do not want to see ES trade back into that fair value gap that was used to take out this swing high here. But let's see. Four more minutes. I don't think we're gonna see through this. $15 minutes right here. I can't see anything high probability. but what is sure is that accumulation Alright, sorry for the interruption. Anyway, so as I was saying, accumulation, true wick open right here, stop hunt, Monday's low, higher prices. Okay, so if I were to, let's just say for example, right, we have this low right here as Tuesday's low, projections from low to the weekly open. Sorry, not the true, but the weekly open. Where is the weekly opening price? Right here. Oops, I need to do the projections. Projections. Nice, new all-time highs for this week. Right, so 2 to 2.5, that is new all-time highs for this week. And yep, with this, it's most probably it. Just like 45 more seconds to go. I don't think we're going anywhere. And let's see if we actually make new all-time highs this week. Okay, and that's it for this session. Hope you find something useful here. Hope you find it valuable, and if you find this insightful, do leave a like, and if you have any questions, do leave a comment. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Okay.